module 1. So where were we? So can you see the PPT, please respond? Can you see the PPT? Okay. Okay. So we were studying about the marine erosion. Okay, so what do you know the marine erosion? Okay, so this is the marine erosion, right? So we'll just brush up the last class and we'll start. Okay, so we're discussing about the marine erosion. So marine erosion means what? This is actually the breaking of a large solid rock mass due to the action of the water. Okay, the breaking of the large rock mass into smaller particles or into different shapes, you can say, by the action of the water. Okay, so you can see from this example. Okay, sorry, you can see from this picture. See, as you can see, this is a large rock mass. This is this blue color is the water. So initially a crack was formed due to the water action, and in what happened later, with the passage of the time, this crack has become into a cave, again a larger cave, and again a larger cave, and finally what has happened? This has been totally detached from the parent rock. Okay, this rock has been totally detached from the parent rock. Okay, you can see here, and this has been again disintegrated by the action of water. We have discussed it all about. Okay, we have discussed about all these things last class. So from this, so just keep this picture in the mind. Okay, so for the whole marine erosion, this is the basic concept. Okay, so for the whole marine erosion, this is the basic concept. Well, last class we discussed it. Okay, so based on this, so blowholes we discussed. What do you mean by blowholes? You can understand from this picture. That also we have discussed. So we are discussing about this wave cut platforms. Okay, so how a wave cut platforms are formed. So this is this. You can see from this picture. This is how a wave cut platform is formed. You can see. So you can see from this picture. Initially, it was a big rock mass. You can see this picture. This was a big rock mass, and what happened? The wave started striking on the rocks, and due to the action of this water, the rock has been disintegrated into a smaller rocks, or you can say smaller particles. Okay, and what has been formed? See here, a platform has been formed. Here, a platform, or you can say a bench has been formed. This is also called as wave cut benches. You can look, see from this picture you can understand. This picture it is very clear. Look. Okay, so this was a large mass. Due to the action of water, what happened? This much portion of the rock has been disintegrated into smaller particles, and they have formed into a platform. Or a platform will form. You can see from this picture. See, this is a platform that has been formed. Okay, so this is a wave cut platform. So this is another feature that has been formed by the marine erosion, that is sea caves. Okay, so this you might have seen in a lot of movies. Okay, this you might have seen in a lot of movies. So what is this basically? This is basically sea caves. Okay, so this is also known as littoral cave. Okay, so also known as littoral cave. It is a type of a cave that is formed primarily by the wave action of the sea. Okay, the primary process involved is the erosion. Okay, so what is involved here? Erosion. So how this shape is formed? This shape is mainly formed due to erosion. So as you can see here, okay. So this picture, it is very clear. You can see in this picture. So in this picture, what is happening? So this is a big rock. Okay, this is a big rock mass, and this is the water. Okay, so prior this here also you had rocks. ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ കല്ലുകൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു പണ്ട് വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പ്. Here also you had rocks. So what is happening is that നമ്മൾ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പിക്ചറിലെ പോലെ തന്നെ you can see in this picture. See how this sea cave is formed. എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഫോം ചെയ്തത്? First, everything was a solid mass, and by the action of the water, or you can say by the hydraulic action, a small crack was formed. Then the the water penetrated into the cracks, and due to the abrasion, what is happening? Due to the abrasion and corrosion, the rock particles, the solid mass of this rock will get weak. Okay, is solid ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഈ mass ആയിട്ടുള്ള rock, ഇത്ര വലിയ rock, what is happening? It is becoming weak because of continuously it is becoming wet, and also water striking due to the salinity also. Okay, അതിനുശേഷം what is happening? The crack will be enlarged into a small cave, and this will be again enlarged, and this will be into a larger cave. Okay, by the corrosion, abrasion ഒക്കെ കാരണം വീണ്ടും ആ ചെറിയൊരു ഗുഹ പോലുള്ളത് വലിയ ഗുഹയെ മാറാണ്. That is here you can see. So this is how a cave is formed. Okay, by the action of the wave. Okay, so by the action, ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ പണ്ട് rocks ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. So but by the action of this wave, what is happening? The water is continuously striking, and that much portion of the rocks will be disintegrated into smaller rocks. So you can see from the second picture. See, it is formed into a shape like this. So this is sea caves. So in order to form a sea cave, the host rock must contain a weak soil. Metamorphic rocks or igneous rock, this is typically either a fault or, and in sedimentary rock, this may be a bedding plane parting or a contact between the layers of different hardness. Okay, so if you want to form a sea cave like this, what should happen? The rock, the mass should be weak. Okay, ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഇങ്ങനൊരു ഷേപ്പ് ഫോം ചെയ്യണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ what should happen? അത്രയും ഭാഗത്തുള്ള റോക്ക് മാസ് വീക്ക് ആയിരിക്കണം. Then how it is becoming weak? You know, you can understand if the substance is continuously getting wet, naturally its strength will reduce. Have you ever noticed? If you continuously dip any material in the water, eventually, with the passage of time, that material will become weak. Okay, so prior to the formation of the sea caves, that the rock should be a weak. The rock should form a weak zone. Okay, so that's it. So next one is sea arches. You can see sea arches. So how are sea arches formed? So again we can go back to this picture. Okay. എന്താണ് സംഭവിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്? So we are standing here, right? നമ്മൾ sea cave വരെ നമ്മൾ ഫോം ചെയ്ത് കണ്ടു. Okay, and what is happening? Again the water is entering. Again the water is striking. See here waves are striking. Again the corrosion is happening. Again what is happening? Rock particles പിന്നെ പൊടിഞ്ഞു പോവുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് അല്ലേ, because of the wave action. And എന്താണ് സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്? ഇതുപോലെ ഒരു ആർച്ച് ഷേപ്പ് ഫോം ചെയ്യും. The cave will break into an arch shape. You can see this cave will be broken into an arch shape like this, and this is how sea arches are formed. You can see from this picture. Okay, ഞാൻ പറയാം ഫസ്റ്റത്തെ ആ ഒരു പിക്ചർ പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി വെരി ഈസി. ആ മനസ്സിലാക്കി പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ all these formations will be very easy. Okay, So we'll go to the definitions of the sea arch. So sea arch is basically a natural opening that is eroded out of a cliff face by the marine process. Okay, the destructive waves erode along the line of weakness. The example that is fault line or joint. Repeated hydraulic actions and abrasion widen and deepen the line of weakness and supporting roof of the arch is known as the keystone. Okay, so what is happening is that the cliff the cliff, we'll discuss about cliff, okay? I'll show you another picture. You can discuss about cliff. So I think most of the people know what is a cliff. Okay? Have you ever seen this? There is a cliff, there is a famous cliff in the Vakala. Okay, leave it. So we're discussing about the sea arches. Okay? So sea arches it is a natural opening. It is a natural opening that has occurred in the rock mass by the marine action. So which kind of marine action? By the marine erosion. So if you go to specify in detail what is it? What is actually happening here? Same thing. By the action of the waves. Wave action കാരണം റോക്ക് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് വലിയൊരു റോക്ക് മാസിന്റെ വലിയൊരു റോക്ക് മാസിൽ ഒരു നാച്ചുറൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഓപ്പണിംഗ് ഉണ്ടാവുകയാണ്. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പനിങ് ഹിയർ. ദിസ് ഇസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് സീ ആർച്ച്. സോ വാട്ട് ഇസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ് ഇൻ സീ ആർച്ച്? The natural opening that has been eroded out in a solid rock mass by the wave action. So that is sea arches. So you can see that again what is happening from this picture itself you can understand. This rock particles will be always in a wet stage. Always it will be in a wet stage, and because of this wet stage what is happening? It will be weak. The rock particles over there will be always weak. Okay, so you can say there will be a line of weakness. Okay, where the line, see, if it occur rocks in right now, so you can say this portion of this rock will be actually weak zone. This portion will be actually weak zone, and this line will be called as line of weakness. Here boundary line of weakness. Okay, and the താഴത്തേക്കുള്ള ഇത്രയും portions ഒക്കെ എന്താ സംഭവിച്ചില്ല? eroded ആയി പോയതാണ്. Okay, by the repeated hydraulic action and abrasion. By the repeated hydraulic action and abrasion, what has happened? It has formed into a natural opening which is called as sea arches. And one more thing, you can see a top portion. There is a supporting roof like this, right? Roof. So this portion is called as keystone. You can see in this figure this portion. The opening in the മുകളിലുള്ള ഈ roof പോലത്തെ portion called as keystone. Okay. So another formation is sea stack. Okay, sea stack what is happening? See this picture first. So you are reaching. So we are here, right? The sea arch is formed. So the erosion is not stopping here. Again the waves are striking and striking. And what is happening? Again the abrasion is occurring, corrosion is occurring. Due to the hydraulic action, the erosion is occurring. And finally what will happen? The portion of the stone has been completely detached from the parent rock. This portion has been completely detached from the parent rock. The parent rock is detached the form. Okay, so you can see there will be a formation like this. Okay, so that is called as sea stack. So this is a sea stack. See this picture. Okay, so here you can see this is the rock. This is a mass, solid mass, rock. Okay, this is a solid mass rock, and see, and another rock which is standing alone. Okay, ഇപ്പൊ എന്താണ് സംഭവിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്? This rock has been detached from this parent rock. ഈ parent rock ന്ന് പൊട്ടിപ്പോകുന്ന ഒരു റോക്കാണ് ഈ റോക്ക്. This is steel stack. Okay. So sea stack is consisting of a steep and often vertical columns or vertical columns of rock in the sea. They are the cause formed by the wave erosion. They are formed when a part of the headland is eroded by the hydraulic action. Okay. When what has happened? Same thing. നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ സെയിം സംഭവം തന്നെ വ്യത്യാസമൊന്നുമില്ല. നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യം they have discussed. That's it. That is, sea stack means it will be a vertical column. It will be a rock vertical column. Okay, it will be, see, you can see this is standing alone, right? Like a column. ഒരു column പോലെയാണ് stand ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Okay, so this is a steep vertical column which is formed near the sea coast, which is formed near the coastal area by the wave erosion, or you can say due to the wave erosion. So what do you mean by sea stack? So in this picture I think it is more clear. See, you can see a lot of sea stacks here. Okay, so this sea stack is a vertical formation which is very steep, which is formed near the sea coast by the wave erosion. Okay, due to the hydraulic action of the waves, what has happened? A portion of the rock has been completely detached from the parent rock. Okay, parent rock is complete ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ചെറിയൊരു rock വിട്ടു വരും. That is called as sea stack. See from this picture. Okay, just see the picture and remember you can develop by your own. Okay. Is that okay? So this is sea stack. Sea stack there's also, you must have seen a lot of movies, seen a lot of songs. You can see all these natural features. Next is sea stamp. Okay, so and the definitions ഒന്നുമില്ല. Sea stamp is basically what is happening. You can see this rock mass. Okay, the rock mass has been disintegrated due to the wave action. Okay, wave action കാരണം ഈ വലിയ rock mass ഇത് disintegrate ചെയ്ത് പോകും. Okay, disintegrate ചെയ്തിട്ട് it will form a formation like this. So this is called as sea stamp. So before it was like this. It was like a sea stack. But again, what is happening? The wave is continuously striking on this rock. The wave action is not stopping, right? So wave is continuously striking, and this what will happen again? The erosion will occur. Okay, here again the erosion, disintegration, everything will occur, and this rock mass will again disintegrate, and it will form a formation like this. That is sea stamp. This is a sea stamp. See this picture. Okay. Next is cliff. Okay. So prior, just see the picture. See the picture. So what do you mean by a cliff? So this is what a cliff is. Okay. This is what a cliff. So cliff is very important. Okay. You should understand this. So you can say that this is also called as abrasion cost. Okay, this cliff is also called as abrasion cost. Okay, so the coastal areas, the land surface dips at a relatively steep angle. The continuous action of the marine waves on the coastal line create a steep declivity known as cliff. Okay, so cliff is actually one of the very more common landscape features that is occurring along the sea coast. Okay, this you might have seen in lot of places. Okay, so what is basically cliff is means that you can see. So cliff is basically a rock mass which is very straight and it will be almost vertical. This will be almost vertical and this will be like a huge rock mass which will be along the sea coast. Okay, so this will be a rock mass that will be very high and almost it will be very vertical along the sea coast. So this is called as a cliff. Okay, so what do you mean by a cliff? So cliff is a rock mass which is very high and almost vertical that along the sea coast that occurs along the sea coast is called as cliff. Now how the cliff is formed? Again it is formed due to the wave erosion by the action of hydraulic action. Okay, it is formed due to the wave erosion. So this is very common where you can see a lot of mountains near the coastal areas. Okay, where when the rock mass is occurred, we can see like places where you can see, for example, mm, one of the example is like Grand Canyon. Okay, so have you heard about the Grand Canyon? So just go and Google Grand Canyon. Okay, the Grand Canyon is it is a big cliff. Okay, so cliff എന്താണ് cliff എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ basically you can see from this picture. അതായത് ഇതുപോലുള്ള ഒരു വലിയ റോക്ക് മാസ് വിച്ച് ഇസ് ഫോംഡ് അലോങ് ദ സീ കോസ്റ്റ് സീന്റെ കടലിന്റെ തീരത്തല്ല സീന്റെ കോസ്റ്റിൽ ഓക്കെ സീന്റെ കോസ്റ്റിൽ ഇതുപോലെ വലിയ റോക്ക് മാസ് ആണ് വിച്ച് ഇസ് വെരി ഹൈ ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് വെർട്ടിക്കൽ. ഓക്കെ, ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ആയിരിക്കും, ചെറിയൊരു ആംഗിൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ചെറിയൊരു ചെരിച്ചിലേ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് യു ക്യാൻ സേ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് വെർട്ടിക്കൽ. Okay, so this type of formation is called as cliff. See in this picture. This picture is very clear. So this is a huge rock mass. It is very straight. See, almost it is very straight, and also it is very high. See, this is very high, which is formed by the wave action. So how it is formed? It is formed by the wave action. So what is happening? So എന്താണ് ശരിക്കും സംഭവിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്? Okay, and then what has happened here? In this picture you can see again ഇവിടെ this was a huge rock mass. ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ full rock ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. But what is happening? Continuously wave is striking വാട്ടർ വെള്ളം ഇങ്ങനെ അടിച്ച് അത്രയും ഭാഗത്തെ കല്ല് പൊട്ടിപ്പോയതാണ്. കല്ല് പൊട്ടി പോയിട്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഫോർമേഷൻ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഓക്കെ, ആ വെള്ളത്തിന്റെ ആക്ഷൻ കാരണം അത്രയും ഭാഗത്തെ കല്ല് എന്താ പൊട്ടിപ്പോയിട്ടുള്ളത്, ഡിസിൻറ്റഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പൊട്ടിപ്പോയിട്ട് ഇതുപോലെ ഒരു വലിയ ഒരു വാള് പോലെ വലിയൊരു ഫോർമേഷൻ ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കും. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് കോൾഡ് ആസ് ക്ലിഫ്. ഓക്കെ, So I'm repeating again. So cliff means it is a large rock mass which is formed by the wave action. Okay, its shape will be almost vertical and it will be very high. Got it? So that is wave cut cliff. So another process is wave cut notches. Okay. So from this picture itself you can see. Okay. So this is the process of the cliff erosion. The sea attacks the base of the cliff, forming a wave cut notches. Okay. So the notch increase in size causing the cliff to collapse. So what is happening here? നമുക്കറിയാം ഈ ഒരു പിക്ചറിൽ see this picture. Okay. So ഇവിടെ എന്താ സംഭവിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്? ഇവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ വെള്ളം അടിച്ചടിച്ച് ഇവിടെ ഫുള്ള് വെള്ളം അടിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത് ഇത്രയും ഭാഗം പൊട്ടിപ്പോയിട്ടുള്ളത്. Now, what is happening here? Again, the waves are striking. Okay, so what is at this bottom portion? The waves will be striking more at the bottom portion. ഈ താഴത്തെ പോർഷനിലായിരിക്കും ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ വേവ്സ് അടിക്കുക. എനിക്ക് ഇത്രയും ഹൈറ്റിൽ it cannot rise all the time. ഒരു ഹൈ ടൈഡ്സ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നല്ല വിൻഡ് വന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ അത്രയും ഹൈറ്റിൽ വേവ്സിനെ റൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. Remaining time, what is happening? Remaining all the time, the wave will be striking the bottom portion. See this. There is a striking bottom portion. And what happened? This bottom portion of this cliff will be eroded. Okay, the bottom portion of this cliff will get eroded and it will lead to a formation like this. You can see here notches. Okay, so here you can see but എന്താ സംഭവിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്? So prior here also we had rock. ഇവിടൊക്കെ rock ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. But what has happened? This wave has continuously struck this rock mass. Continuously ഇവിടെ അടിച്ചടിച്ചിട്ട് this bottom portion has disintegrated. See, this bottom portion of this rock has been eroded. Okay, and a notches has been formed. So this is a notch. Are you getting my point? So that's about the notches. Next is marine transportation. Okay. So എന്താണ് transportation എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ basically പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഒന്നുമില്ല. Now that we have discussed about the erosion. Erosion എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ just now we have discussed. Transportation എന്താ? It is a movement of materials in the sea along the sea coast by the waves. Waves എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു? ഈ കല്ലുകളും അതുപോലെ ബാക്കിയുള്ള മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് ഒക്കെ കൊണ്ടുപോയിട്ട് വേറെ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നു. That is called as transportation. That is basically transportation. Okay. So what do you mean by transportation? Transportation is the movement of materials in the sea along the sea coast by the waves. Okay. ഈ കടലിലുള്ള മെറ്റീരിയൽസിനെ ഈ തിരമാലകള് ഈ കടലിൽ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഒക്കെ കൊണ്ടിടുന്നു. So that is transportation basically. Transportation, a word in the other meaning, same meaning you can copy. Transporting materials in the sea along the sea coast by the waves. That's it. Okay. So the movement of the materials along the coast is called as longshore drift. So when you are moving the material along the coast, it is called as longshore drift. Okay, materials along the coast ആണ് material move ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ it will be called as longshore drift. Okay. Okay. So I will discuss transportation. So what do you mean by basically transportation is basic outlook. Okay. So now that if you are moving all these materials along the coast, it is called as longshore drift. Listen, now see this. Longshore drift happens when the waves moves towards the coast at an angle. Okay. Longshore drift എപ്പോഴാണ് occur ചെയ്യുന്നത്? തിരമാലകൾ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ. ഓക്കെ, തിരമാലകൾ ഒരു ആംഗിളിൽ തീരത്തേക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് ലോങ് ഷോർട്ട് ഡ്രിഫ്റ്റ് ഒക്കെ വരുന്നത്. സോ യു ക്യാൻ സീ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ വിത്ത് വൺ പിക്ചർ. Okay, so we can explain with this picture. Okay, if I explain with the help of this picture, suppose, okay, for example, just imagine, okay, okay, suppose in this picture you can see the waves is coming along the coast. Okay, the long shore drift എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ this wave will be having lot of particles. അതായത് ആ വേവ്സിന് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റിയ എല്ലാ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസും വേവ് കൂടെ എടുക്കും. ചിലപ്പോൾ കല്ലുകളായിരിക്കാം, ചിലപ്പോൾ മണലായിരിക്കാം. സോ അല്ലേ? Okay. So what is happening is that ഈ വേവ്സ് ഒരു ആംഗിളിലാണ് ഈ കോസ്റ്റിലേക്ക് അടിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലാണ് ലോങ് ഷോർ ഡ്രിഫ്റ്റ് ഫോം ചെയ്യുക. അതായത് ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ടേക്ക് ഓൾ ദ മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് ടു ദ കോസ്റ്റ്. ആ വേവ്സിന് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റിയ എല്ലാ മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? അത് കോസ്റ്റിലേക്ക് എടുക്കും. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ലോങ് ഷോർ ഡ്രിഫ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയാം. ഓക്കെ, I will show a picture of about the long shore drift in the next class. Now see this. We can go through this PPT first. So long shore drift happens when the wave move towards the coast at an angle. Okay, the swash, the waves moving up the beach carries materials up and along the beach. The backwash carries material back down the beach at the right angles, and this is the result of gravity. This process slowly moves materials along the beach. Longshore drift provides a link between the erosion and deposition. Okay, the material in one place is eroded and transported to deposited elsewhere. Okay, so that's it. Okay, ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ടേഷനിൽ അധികം നമ്മൾ സമയം കളയേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. ബേസിക്കലി സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇറോഷൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന വാട്ട് ഈസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ് ഇൻ ഇറോഷനിൽ റോക്ക് മാസ് പൊട്ടി സ്മോളർ റോക്സ് ആവും. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ യു വിൽ ബി ഹാവിങ് എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് അതർ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഓൾസോ. മണൽത്തരികൾ, അതേപോലെ റോക്കിൻ്റെ തന്നെ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഉണ്ടാവും, വലിയ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. ഓക്കെ, ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി ഡിസിൻറ്റിഗ്രേറ്റഡ് ഇൻ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ഷേപ്പ്. ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ഷേപ്പ് ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി ഡിസിൻറ്റിഗ്രേറ്റഡ് ഇൻ എനി ഷേപ്സ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ വാട്ട് ഈസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ്? ദ വേവ് ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് a drag force. The waves is having a very good drag force. Okay, so what is happening? These waves will hold all these materials and it will be transported to some other place. Okay, it will be some other place in the sea, or you can see along the coast. So that is basically transportation. Okay, so swash means, that's another term that you need to learn. Slash means wave moving up the beach. You can see like നമ്മൾ കടലിലൊക്കെ പോകുമ്പോൾ തിരമാലകൾ ഇങ്ങനെ മുകളിലേക്ക് പൊന്തുന്നതാണ്. So that is called as swash. തിരമാലകൾ മുകളിലേക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ പൊന്തി വരുന്നതാണ് സ്വാഷ് എന്ന് പറയാം. ഓക്കെ, സോ നമ്മൾ ഇഫ് യു ഗോ ടു ദ ബീച്ചസ് യു ക്യാൻ സീ ഒരൊറ്റ തിരമാല, ദാറ്റ് സ്വാഷ് വിൽ ബി ടേക്കിംഗ് ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് മെറ്റീരിയൽസ്. ഒരുപാട് മണൽ വരും. സോ ഇഫ് യു ഹാവ് എ become better the swash you can understand. Your pans will be having a lot of soils. പാനിലൊക്കെ ഫുള്ള് മണ്ണായിരിക്കും. So that is swash. So the swash will be carrying a lot of materials along the beaches. Okay, so this is basically transportation. Okay, so longshore drift. So we'll take attendance now, almost time. So please just let me know, are you comfortable or not? Are you having any kind of doubts? Please tell me. Is it okay for you? എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ടോ? Are you okay?